Hi, my name is Simon Howard, and this video is about the Fortify demand trial and how you analyze results. So, with a production FoD tenant, there are 5 ways in which you can analyze results. You can analyze results within the FoD browser interface, which is what we're going to do in this video. You can look at results within a supported IDE. You can't do that in a trial, but you absolutely can do in a production tenant. You can look at results in a tool that uses the REST APIs from FoD. You can look at statistics about the results in some CI continuous integration platforms. And in an advanced use case, you can use our tool Fortify Audit Workbench, where you take the results, download it as what's called an FPR file, and look at the nitty-gritty of the results, the real low-level details about the results. Let's go and look at the results in the browser interface. Okay, so we're now in the releases view for the test application, called My Test Application in this case. And I can see there is one release that's been defined for this application. Now, in a production environment, you'll be scanning applications through time. You'll have a 1.0, 1.1, and so on. And each of those could be individually listed here. And you'll be scanning, performing, well, multiple scans actually, into those releases. And you can see scan results through time. In this case, it's just one release in this trial. I'm going to select that oval there. And that takes me to this release issues view. Close that down. So right now I'm just looking at the 2 critical vulnerabilities we've found. There were 4 in total, including 2 low. Now I can group them in different ways. I can group them by category, OWASP 2017 categorization A1 through A9, but I like category personally. And I can see there are 2 insecure transport database vulnerabilities. Now, from a workflow point of view, in your trial, you would do something like this. You would look at the vulnerability tab, work through that to get details of the vulnerabilities that's been found. Then you would relate that with the information displayed there. Now, this, by the way, I should say, this is background information that tells you about each individual type of vulnerability and how it occurs in the language that was scanned. You look at code relating to this vulnerability. So this here will typically show a series of events leading up to the vulnerability, and this shows the actual source code. If we go and select this one here, and look at a slightly different vulnerability, you can see there's more information displayed. You know, basically for some of the different vulnerabilities. If we select this, the vulnerability we were looking at, having looked at the vulnerability detail and the source code, then we might decide, okay, so how do we fix it if it's a genuine vulnerability? So we would look at the recommendations tab, which gives you guidance. Now, in your trial, one of the things you can try out is the audit functionality. So there are 2 things you can do in a production tenant. You can add audit comments associated with this vulnerability. So I can put, Joe Blogs, please go look at this. So normally that would be another user. Now, of course, in the trial tenant, it's just you. But in a production environment, there will be many users, of course. And you could add an audit history comment to Joe Blogs to say, please go look at this for me, give me some advice, whatever it might be. And you would add that comment here, click add, and that would get added to the audit history, which would appear here in this tab here. Normally, what you would do in a production tenant is you would connect this particular application, the My Test application in this case, to a bug tracker like a Jira or Micro Focus ALM. And once it's connected to a bug tracker project, then you can raise tickets from within this interface. So that is the process of triage and looking at results within the FoD interface. Now, one of the things that you can do and assess in the trial is reports. So for my application here, if I click on this menu bar here, I can go to the reports view. And I can generate a report for the results. To do that, I select New Report, give it a name. So I'm going to say My Test App Report, let's say. I can make the report in PDF or HTML format. I'll stick to PDF. Click Next. Choose a template you want to use. Now in a production environment, you can have potentially as many templates as you want to have. In the trial, two ideal ones to test would be static summary and static comprehensive. Static summary template generates a high-level report, maybe suitable for your CTO or your team lead, whatever it might be, just some key facts. I'll click Next, get some summary of information, click Generate, and now this report is going to be created for me. I'm also going to create another report. I'm going to call this a slightly different name. Again in PDF, click Next. This time I'm going to select Static Comprehensive, click Next, click Generate. Okay, the two reports have been created and now I can download them. So let's look at the Static Summary report first. So this report is a pretty high level report. It contains some key stats about the application results. As you can see here, it contains an issue breakdown, a breakdown in terms of OWASP categorization, top 10, and then a breakdown by analysis type. And there's some just guidance on the star rating. Close that one down. Then let's go and look at the comprehensive report. Now this is a much more detailed report. Again, we've got the same sort of summary information at the top there that we talked about earlier. Again, an issue breakdown. Again, the OWASP categorization. But this time we've got a whole section which lists the detail and remediation information for each of the vulnerabilities. So this type of report is really useful for maybe a developer team that doesn't have access to your tenant. It might even be, a vendor that develops the code for you. Thank you. That concludes the information about how you analyze results in FoD. I'll see you in the next one in the series.